All right, what up, people? It's your boy, Chris, Guna Eagle Eye. Here, as promised, to do my review video. I know it's 9 o'clock as I'm recording this. I didn't do it early on purpose because I wanted to see what Spurs would do, which means theoretically I should also wait for Leicester, but my girl is on her way over now. I feel a little bit self-conscious talking to you guys. I'm not actually talking to anyone. And I do feel a little bit self-conscious if she's here and I'm doing one of these videos. So I figured, let me do that shit now. So I apologize if I slur my words. This side, basically, I've got a wisdom tooth that is just rotting to the core, causing me a lot of pain. So, but happily, Arsenal provided me some relief. Well, I mean, first things first, Wenger did exactly what I requested in my review video. Played the exact same team, even as far as down as Ospina. And it worked. We won 4-0. Another very good performance. Gosh, turning into a nasty habit. Arsenal. Back-to-back good performances. What's going on? But it's the same old, same old. You know, we are the best team in England when there's no pressure on us. We are the best team in England when there's no pressure on us, when we don't have to perform. Well, I'll tell you, Spurs slipped up today. It would not entirely surprise me if Leicester don't pick up 3 points tomorrow. And say if those two slip up again, then people will be looking to us. And that's where we'll fuck up. Because that's just the sort of stupid shit we do. We desperately need a psychologist. I've been saying it for years. We desperately need a psychologist to look at to assess our temperament and try and find out what the fuck is wrong. Because where was this performance weeks and weeks ago? But supremely in control. Possession-wise, it was like 69%, 31. My sisters actually went to the damn match I was pissed about. How the fuck did they get tickets? But yeah, it was a very, very good match. Never looked in trouble. I think Ospina made one really good save from Deeney, but we shut Deeney out of that fucking game. And as I said, you shut Deeney out, Watford are nothing, in my opinion. And it pays me to say that because I know they have a Nigerian striker up top, and he's a good finisher. But if you're not going to provide a service, the only one that does that really is Deeney. So you just got to shut Deeney down. Shut Deeney down, you've nullified Agallo. It's as simple as that. So much so that Agallo was taken off. I think it was pretty early. I think it was like 55 minutes or something like that. And that was what made me think, maybe we've won this shit. So, excuse me. So, match started really well. People are giving Iwobi man in the match. For me, I thought Alexis was man in the match. I think he looked far more happy on that right-hand side. And he was just causing problems. He was causing problems to that Watford defence. Within 4 minutes, he scored. Arguably, could have potentially had a goal or an assist before that. I thought we just came out of the blocks on him. Just on them, suffocated them. Wave after wave of attacks. Fucking Welbeck should have arguably had 3. I think that's the issue with Welbeck, you know. For me, I think he offers us more because I think his movement is better than Giroud. Obviously, his speed is better than Giroud. I think, weirdly, he has more power than Giroud, even though Giroud is quite a big guy. But I think there's the difference between being big and holding people off and being big and running at pace with pace and power. There's nothing, speaking as a defender myself, there's nothing more scary than someone you know is not only fast but powerful. And you know, one way or another, they're going to run around you or they're going to run through you. There's nothing more intimidating. And that's what Welbeck has. You know, and he'll run all day for you. For me, I love that about him. I love the fact that he will run all day long for you if you need it. Whereas Giroud is more bothered about his hairdo. And like for me, nothing irritates me more as an Arsenal fan personally. When Giroud has an easy mess and he pulls that stupid grin. I want to fucking slap the shit out of him when he does that. I want to slap the shit out of him when he does that. It pisses me off. So we started off really quickly. Well, should have had goals. Didn't even score one today, but I thought he tried. He really tried to make things happen. Sanchez scored one. My boy, Iwobi, scored the second. I am so happy that he's playing so well. In the second half, then Bellerin scored the third goal. Again, really well taken goal. And then Campbell came on, who I think is really unlucky, to be honest. That Welbeck isn't Iwobi's was playing as well as he is, because for me, he'd be the next in line. And he came on, set Theo up. Even Theo can't miss from there. Nice, easy fourth goal. Supremely good. In a way, the 4-0 goal flattered them. We should have had more, to be honest. We absolutely annihilated them. And I'll tell you what, that is what, let's be honest, that's what any supporter of a football club wants. For the team to perform well and for goals to fly in. Obviously, it begs the question, why the fuck can't we do it when it matters? Why can't we do this when it matters? I guess the things that worry me now is that, you know, Wenger's confirmed that Ramsey's more or less fit and he should be ready for West Ham. Leave Ramsey on the fucking bench. Leave him on the bench. We don't need him in there. Leave him on the bench. I'm deadly serious with that. Leave his rascal on the bench. We don't need him. I love the balance of Coquelin and El Nene there. I think it just looks like a much more measured side when we have those two there. When we start fucking it up by putting Ramsey there, that's when I start getting worried. And I know Wenger does not have the balls to leave Ramsey on the bench. I know he doesn't. I tell you, Ramsey must have some sort of fucking lockbox with some of Wenger's highest secrets in. Because I don't know how this motherfucker always is guaranteed a start. It pisses me off. Particularly if he scores next week and we somehow beat West Ham. So player ratings, I thought Ospina did well. The one time he was called upon, he handled it well. And to be honest with you, I've heard several people describe this in their podcasts or videos or their videos on YouTube, and I have to echo it. The biggest compliment that you can pay Ospina is that we've not missed Czech. We've not missed him. You know, Ospina has done really, really well. Made a really smart save, 7 out of 10. Right back, Bellerin got himself a goal. I noticed with Bellerin that now that El Nene and Coquelin sit a lot, he can bomb forward more. And that's really apparent, and he played really well today. I'd give him 7.5 out of 10. Defense, Koscielny cleaned up everything, handled Agallo, put Agallo in his back pocket, 7 out of 10. Gabriel, same thing, handled Dini, handled Agallo. 7 out of 10. Monreal, Mr. Reliable. What can you say? 7 out of 10. Usual consistent self. On the right-hand side, for me, my man of the match, Alexis, 8.5 out of 10. Was fantastic. Was probing and got himself a goal. He is damn near back to his best. He really is. In the middle, I thought El Nene. There's something so calming about watching El Nene. You watch him and he just handles the ball. There's no panic. He's always calm. He knows his position. He plays his position well. Very good deliverer of the ball. Just a wonderful, wonderful player. 7 out of 10. Coquelin had Dean in his back pocket. Anything that came his way, Coquelin, just tough tackling, timed everything beautifully. Pleasure to watch him. 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Awobi, my Nigerian brother, was just perfect for me. Had a really good performance for the time he was on. And like I say, people have been arguing that maybe he was man of the match. I put him just short of Alexis, so I put him 8 out of 10. But I could definitely understand why people would give him man of the match. But for me, he's 8 out of 10. Faded a little towards the second half. First half was fantastic. And then up top, Mr. Welbs, that guy Welbs, should have had goals for me. Was one of his quieter games, but should have had some goals. But he was causing problems. He was causing a lot of problems. His running, his pace, his power was causing problems. And for that reason, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Just for that reason. And I forgot about Mr. Ozil. One of his quieter games was very calm, but didn't really have any assists today. He was just kind of almost in a bit of auto mode, really. Pulled off a couple of tricks towards the second half. We were in full control of that match, so you kind of had every right to do that. 6.5 out of 10. And for the subs, Juru didn't do fuck all. 5 out of 10. I think that's been generous. Campbell and Walcott. Campbell came on, did really well to put that on the plate for Walcott. I'd give him a 6.5 just for that. And Walcott got himself a goal, so you have to give him a 6 out of 10. And the manager deserves an 8. Thought tactically he was brilliant today. And brave. And I hope he continues that. I hope to see the same team, bar maybe Ospina, which, is harsh on Ospina, but it is what it is. Chet is number one. He has to play in that game. That West Ham game is going to be a big game. That team is playing with so much confidence. Fuck me, Payet. Tell you, that motherfucker scored another free kick today. He's damn right he's in my fantasy football team. Kind of hoping that Leicester and Southampton tomorrow is a 0-0 again for my fantasy football team reasons. I don't want that to be anything more than 0-0. And yeah, let's see what happens. It's a shame that all of this has happened now. But I suppose with Tottenham screwing up, now 4 points behind them with a game in hand, and that game in hand is against West Brom. I think, depending on West Ham is a big game for us. We must beat them. Bottom line, we must beat them. If we beat them, I'll start to believe a little bit more. But we're playing well, they're playing well. And for me, I personally believe it depends how brave Venner is. If Venner is brave enough to say, all right, West Ham are a powerful team, so I'm going to have to leave El Nene and Coquelin in there, then maybe, just maybe, we might be able to get a result. And maybe, just maybe, we might not have to put enough pressure on these fuckers to finish our last 7 games off with wins. Because that's what we need. We need wins. We need nothing else. Anything short of wins in these last 7 games, it's a wrap. It's an absolute wrap. So let's hope for the best. Up the Arsenal.